G'day everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Coast to Coast. Sorry we've been absent, week off, everyone needed it, but to the fans out there that were hanging on, refreshing like their life depended on it, well, you had a terrible week, but you are back with some A-grade entertainment, not just because Oscar Allen is in the room, but I do have long-time, first-time Patrick Naish in the studio, and mate, you should have seen his eyes coming in, just blown away.
Yeah, P. Naish was really excited to get in the booth, shall we say. Apologies for last week, guys. It was a tough week for both of us. Myself, obviously got put on the inactive list in P. Naish. What happened last week, big fella?
Yeah, played my first waffle game, so it was an emotional week.
Yeah, how was it?
No, it was good. I only played 2.5 quarters, so it was good fun. Aussie, obviously.
I heard you had a king that was coaching you on the weekend.
Yeah, Aussie, obviously the coach, the forwards coach, so I didn't spend much time with him, but no, it was good fun.
Yeah, where'd you play, on ball or wing?
Played mostly on ball, so transitioning to sort of that midfield role, which is good. So, it was good fun.
Funny that you mentioned your dominance. We're going to get there a little later in Waffle Watch, Oscar, of the strings you're pulling. But Naishi, like, real similar to when you walk past the pet store and the front windows, like when we're going to ask other players to be on the potty,
the puppy dog,
like his tail's just doing everything, the face, the paws are on the glass. Yeah. So I was like, mate, we'll get you. Like, you'll get a home. It's just not in the first week of opening hours.
Yeah, you know? I don't blame him. I mean, we have had some guests this year which potentially come from obscurity, so
don't pot him. We need him back another year.
He was well due, but Naishi's actually a podcast connoisseur. You had your own potty. Is this true?
Yeah, I did for a little bit.
What happened with it?
Got a bit bored in COVID.
Yeah.
And then went to the hub, and when was it? 2 years ago, I went to the hub and sort of got a bit distracted up there and didn't get onto it.
How did you enjoy the hub? Just quickly, this is an actual question. I'm just free skating here, but
I actually loved it. Like.
Yeah.
When was it? 2020, and then we went into one at the Tigers last year. But in the 2021, we're in Gold Coast, so we were there for might have been. Well, I've got it on my leg. It was 15 weeks, and it was unreal. Like we'd go down the beach every morning, go get coffees. Obviously the rules were a bit strict, as you'd know, but. I enjoyed it. It was good being around the boys, and it helped probably Richmond winning it that year.
Yeah, something about that. It's probably a bit more enjoyable when you're winning every week. Yeah.
So one of the fans have written in, we got fan questions coming at the end, but just to jump the gun, it was from Jack Harvey. Was it called Pat's Chats? Is that the best you can come up with? Was that what the potty was called?
Yeah, well, the podcast...
Did you give that 5 minutes of thought, or
mate,
how long?
I actually did. No, I actually did. So what happened was I was bored in COVID, so obviously you were doing training. In Melbourne, we were doing training at home, and you'd get home and you'd literally do nothing because you couldn't leave your house. So I was like, well, I might as well get a podcast going, and had a couple good guests, and... No, it was good fun, but it's dead and buried.
Dead and buried.
All right. We'll get to more individual Naishi chats a little later in the program. Because we've got a couple of weeks to cover, we'll just kind of gloss over the week prior, which was GWS.
Yep.
On the road.
Yep.
How's some of the road trips we've copped again?
Yeah,
man?
crazy. We always have some tough ones, obviously. So we got GWS. We had Brizzy, probably the toughest trip in footy. My home ground, the Gabba. Naish, you don't know this. Two of my first 3 games. Gabba. I went GWS at home, Brizzy at the Gabba, GWS at home.
That sucks.
So it does suck. Then Gold Coast, coming towards the end of the year.
Awesome.
And the Cattery.
The Cattery to finish.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Is it a team finish there this year? Do we finish at the Cattery this year?
Yeah. They're travelling every second week. Any danger of a couple of Melbournes?
Yeah.
More Adelaides? Play Adelaide 4 times maybe? All right, so went to GWS, terrible start. They had 4 goals when we had 5 touches.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen quite ball-dominant sort of footy in a while, or if we were on the other end of it, if I have.
Yeah, wasn't awesome. Watching at home, I thought we were really good sniff going into the game, and then Cripper, after that, came back. Lazarus, if those who don't know, was bitten by a spider or something, and he had a reaction.
Did he know that, though? Did he know it was bites by an insect?
He knew, I think he knew it was a bite by something, and then he's come into training the day before the guys are going to fly out, and his foot's the size of a watermelon, ends up having to go to hospital and get that sorted, but crazy.
He got flown in like that the night before or something.
Yeah, midnight horror.
You're right. Him do a training session or something.
Or to test it out.
Yeah.
So I've seen him at the voting booth. You can go a day early.
Yes.
And Cripper's there. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, my roommate Smudge saw Cripper. He's like, Cripper's not playing this week, is he?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, mate. Playing coy. And then I'll turn on the TV and he's out there. I was like, what is going on? This man is teleporting around the country.
So, he just got out of hospital, he reckons. It's classic what they do. It makes sense. They draw like where the swelling is with a texter almost, and then they monitor it overnight, and then you come back and you see where the swelling is in conjunction to the texter.
Pretty smart.
Oh, that was pretty clever stuff.
Never heard of it, so I wouldn't know.
That JWS game, Naish, new role for you.
Yeah, so I played more forward. Sort of gotten thrown around a bit in the last, 3 or 4 weeks. So obviously spent the last probably whole year playing wing and, went forward and probably didn't have the impact I would have liked. But
You can cite the inside 50s, mate. You can bag some mids here, doesn't matter.
Nah, I don't like bagging people. I'm a pretty good
fella.
Pretty good fella and
Just
teammate,
ask him.
so.
Just ask him. He's a good fella and good teammate.
I enjoyed forward.
Going into that game and to half-time of that game, not sure if you knew this, Naish, it's not a laughing matter.
No, but you got a big smirk on your face. So what's going on?
But we lost 18 quarters in a row until we won the third by 3 points.
That's good.
But it was a far more spirited effort in the second half against JWS. I think we all thought it was going to be a game that we had a red-hot shout to win. I think everyone goes in with that mindset every week, but they obviously had just parted ways with their coach, for lack of a better term. So it wasn't an opportunity, and they had a number of outs, but they were just better than us on the day, hey?
Yeah, well, they got off to a flying start, as you said, Thump. So, yeah, we were sort of playing catch up from that point on, I guess. But as you said, I think the second half was a good sort of curve. Did we end up winning the second half?
Won the third quarter,
Lost the fourth.
and then probably lost the fourth, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So we won a quarter, which was good.
That's something to celebrate right now,
exactly
mate.
Right.
So first time since 1967, a team has taken 10 games to get to 500 points. So scoring's not at a premium right now.
Okay, cool.
Nah.
But you know who was scoring at a premium? My man, Izzy Winder.
Yeah.
The first of the Sir Douglas Nichols rounds, obviously it was round 10 and 11, I think.
The away fixture for us, yep.
Yep. And Izzy Winder kicking 3 goals and setting up Crippers too, so I thought that was probably his best performance at AFL level.
Just in the wrong spots up forward, Nation?
Yeah, I was playing more the fat side role, so I was letting the boys doing it.
Oh, that's good. Greg kicked his first goal too. We love first goal scorers.
Is Greg the leg ever going to catch on, or does he not quite kick far enough?
No, I had no faith in him making the distance from there.
Greg the leg.
Yeah, Greg the leg.
Have you been calling him?
No, that's Greg Zerline. He's a kicker for the Vikings.
Well, he's changed club a fair bit. He was Rams. I don't know where he is now.
Yeah.
They changed it a little bit, but yeah, someone was saying we've got to get Greg the leg going. I'm like, well, let's just see him kick over jam tins first and see how he goes.
But that was pretty good from him.
It's a good kick.
Harry Himmelberg decided to play fullback and apparently he's the greatest kick of all time.
Mate,
did you notice that live?
Oh,
were you like, what is going on?
I was sitting on the bench and it literally kept going and I was like, what the hell? Like, how good's that? He's got the license to kick a Tory up the guts out of fullback.
So two things. You said he wanted to play forward. You reckon if you're the side's leading goal kicker and a new coach comes in, you go, hey, this is me chance. Excuse me, coach.
I want to play fullback.
Do you mind if I go the other end of the ground?
100%. If I was Himmelberg, the first thing I'd do is go back because then he's not leaving the side.
Yeah, he's a lock.
He's a lock for the side because he can go back and forward now.
Who else? Okay. I was going to say, who else is going to take his spot up forward?
Having versatility is the biggest strength you can have if you can do it well.
Mate, it got your body wrecked playing ruck. So what are you talking about?
It also got me 50. It also got me gifted my first 50 games of the football club, so I'm not complaining.
Second question. Can you even remember the last time that you've attempted a torpedo out on ground?
Yeah, I can.
My first game I did.
No way.
Sorry, what?
By choice?
Out of D50.
Nah.
I swear on my life.
No, these Tigers boys are just different, eh?
I swear. Here you go. Jack Higgins on the chest. I swear on my life.
How far to go?
It was in the pocket, and I just tried to get it out of there, which I probably should do more because I've missed a couple. But no, I promise you, D50 kicked the Tory and hit Higo on the chest.
How far to go?
25 metres.
No, it went about. It got over.
Don't
the 50.
say like 70. Oh,
No. It was probably like 55.
Do you know how far Himmelberg's Tory went?
70, 76
Just
or something.
70, they reckon.
Yeah, crazy.
So when's your torpedo?
Last year against St Kilda at Etihad, it would have been round 4, and it was after the siren quarter time, and I kicked it. The guys was standing on the centre square, so it was probably like 60 out, and kicked it into the crowd. Out of bounds on the full, but like serious length, like almost got a point.
You got a hold of it though.
Yeah, big kick.
You'd want to at 60. So that's almost the end of GWS talk. I don't think we have really a lot of time for that one, but something else that happened last week, didn't get a chance to discuss. Your man Tommy Cole,
my man,
put pen to paper. Another 3 years with the club.
Yep.
Great news for him. Battling a seriously depressing season for himself on the inactive list. Ankle snapped in half. So how is it to get a great man and a solid defender to lock up with the club a bit longer?
Probably the most underrated player at the footy club. Like, genuinely within the 4 walls, Tommy Cole's probably the best player for how he's perceived from the outside, if that makes any sense. Like this preseason, I was so confident he was going to win our best and fairest. The things he was doing at training, he just is so good defensively, and I reckon, and I've been on this hard, he's going to be our new gun midfielder.
Wow.
Jeez, that's a huge.
That is a flaming hot take.
For someone that's never
mate.
been anywhere near the midfield.
No.
He's just so agile, and the way he tackles and pressure is just perfect.
Interesting. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, that's the first I've heard, so maybe Cully needs to spend more mid-time.
What were your first impressions of Tom when you lobbed?
Me and Cully got along fair. Well, I'm good mates with Chess, so I've probably spent a lot of time with Chess, who has now spent a lot of time with Cully. But yeah, I loved Cully. Me and him clicked pretty well.
Coley's a good fella. He's one of the great men.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to cover some injuries right now. All right. The
Yep.
first is we'll go more recent.
How long you got?
Yeah, it's a few pieces of paper to get through here. So let's go McGovern. That was a bit scary. I was pretty sideways at a Bunbury pub watching this one.
That's unlike you.
No, it is, because it's a long way to go. I just get sideways at locals in the northern area.
Yeah.
But it was more, Simo's come on, gone, yeah, he's got nerve damage. And I'm like, what is happening?
No, when you say nerve damage, it's super concerning, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm actually not too sure. I haven't spoken to Gov.
Well, the end comment
per
was
se.
that he felt it going down to his legs. So it was affecting his legs, and he's had it before. That's all the intel I got for him.
Isn't he a chance to play this week still?
Don't know. We're going to have to wait and see the team announcement.
Wait for the injury report.
Yes,
I'll be waiting.
Yeah, but either way, devastating loss, because he's probably the length of Flemington in front right now for the BNF, playing some good footy.
Yep.
Throws his structure around a little bit, not having him out there.
I dare say it does, yeah.
Yep. So that's pretty tough. And then Oscar Allen. I should have led with you, but
Me?
yeah.
Oh, right, cool.
So put on inactive list.
Yep.
The club has cited a meticulous and considered approach. The medical advice is that they would benefit from a conservative rehab rather than rushing it back. A couple of weeks to go, then you got the break, and then you got to rebuild again. What were your emotions like, sort of finding out that the finality of 2022 was come upon you so quickly, I guess, when you're still searching for an answer and trying to get back?
It's clearly a frustrating thing to go through. I mean, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, if I'm being honest, I had a realisation that this is probably where the season was going. Personally, my foot wasn't getting to the stage where I wanted it to be and where the medical staff wanted it to be, and we had some great research and we had some really, really well thought out opinions and good conversations between the head of footy GM and the head physios and doctors, and we all decided that it was a collective approach and it wasn't, he could get back for the last 5 rounds, but we're going to put him on ice. It was going to be a really tough stretch to be able to get out there and play any footy this year at best, and it was a slight reoccurrence of the injury, so we took the more conservative approach.
Yep. That's a tough one.
That's all I got for you.
Yeah, that's pretty good, giving me your answer.
Luke
like
Edwards is also in the same boat, so he was the same as me, where if everything went perfectly right, we probably could have been a sniff to play minutes in the last game of the year, which probably would have been at waffle level. So it was something where we're both young, developing players. Our bodies are still growing, so it was the best course of action to get us right for next year. But in saying that, we're still chips in on doing well this year. So we'll both be training in a couple of weeks once our bodies are improving, and we'll look to build so we have a really good preseason next year.
Is there risk of sort of getting a bit burnt out from too much training without, a considered break? I know they're going to give you a spell when everyone else does, but you know what I mean? There's 11 weeks to go in this one. Not a lot of finals to be played, you'd think. And then straight back into another preseason? Just mentally, not physically, probably mentally.
I guess so, but I haven't actually trained at all, basically, for the last 4 months. So my personal feelings are I just want to get out there and be a part of it. Like, playing footy is one thing. Being able to run around and kick the footy and have a laugh with the fellas at training is a completely other thing that I want to be able to do. So that's where my head's at.
Oh, I'm sure I speak for every West Coast fan out there, Oz. It absolutely sucks for you this year.
Thanks,
and
guys.
Look to seeing you out there in 2023. Long time away. So look forward to that one.
Yep.
We got Luke Foley. Looks to be in good stead after his knock in the head.
Yep, I think by all reports he's going to return in some fashion this weekend, whether that's at Waffle or AFL level.
Yep, good on him. So he's had a couple of weeks off. Hearn, he's a chance for the Crows. Tommy Joyce, 5-6 weeks away with that ankle. Nick Nat, 5 to 6. Petrioli, Ryan, maybe sometime after the bye. Luke Stranatica, he's going to be touch and go with his calf
There's
as
some
well.
serious names we're rattling through here.
Nick Nat looks fresh though from his trip, I reckon.
Yeah, he does look good.
He looks really good.
What trip?
Oh,
He went on a little.
Yeah,
the club let him have a little couples retreat.
Pardon?
Goldie.
Pardon?
Yeah. Didn't you know this?
No.
A retreat off the phone.
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
Well, Goldie. He spent a couple
Goldie.
of days in Goldie, and he was going to go by himself, but I think Britt wanted
The
to go
hugs
with
and
him.
kisses
so.
wanted
Mr.
was
said,
attached.
no,
to
you're
the
not
hip.
having a solo trip. Thanks very much.
The Goldie as well.
Yeah, shocking place to go.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So that brings us now to Waffle Watch, courtesy of Hungry Jack's. Naishi, what's your Hungry Jack's go-to meal?
Oh, mate, to be honest, I haven't spent a lot of time at Hungry Jack's.
Good answer for the sponsor. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, there's not much in. I don't think there's many. Oh, there's one on Punt Road, actually. That's a lie.
Back in the Lux.
I've had a Whopper. No.
I've had a Whopper.
As everyone else has, but like, I've had a Whopper before.
Yeah. Rate it?
It wasn't too bad.
There
yeah.
we go. Yeah, that's the best we're going to
The
get from
Whopper,
him.
yeah.
Yep. So, Naishi, we'll get to you for Waffle Watch for a sec.
Yep.
Tough timing with the dropping last week. If you don't mind sharing with us, what are some of the things they want you to work on? Where's the improvement going to come from after the Waffle game on the weekend? Did you tick those boxes personally?
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, I wanted to play more mid time, and that was probably the feedback I got. It was just working on my mid craft, and yeah, getting better around the contest, which I felt I did. So no, I had a good. Not to be arrogant, but I felt I played pretty well on the weekend.
No, mate, you can say it. I'm asking you.
I was
Yeah.
still, mate. I was
Yeah.
gun.
Oh, hot.
Thumper tells us how he was hot playing in the fist, so you're more than welcome to say that.
No, it was good. I enjoyed the waffle. It was a bit weird because it was the first time being down there.
Give it here, mate.
Yeah, no, I threw around that many. I said to Oz before the game,
Yeah,
I'm going to
be
throw
throwing
that many mates around here, and it was so bad. I watched my vision today, and I got pointed out for like, not communicating. My reason was like I literally didn't know any of their names. Not arrogantly, I just didn't know.
At least you had Yowie and Sheeta down there. It was
Yeah.
a bit of support.
Yeah,
Dudes
They
who knew well enough.
went number 6 and 4. That's who they are.
Yeah, no, them. No, it was good. Even playing with young Zane, Truey, Baz, Jackie Willow, and Dicko was back there as well. So I don't think I missed anyone there. So no, we had a good crew down there, and yeah, it was good fun.
Where was it again? It was Elite Oval.
It was.
Yeah.
Yep.
The result wasn't great. 72 points. Oscar,
Yep.
where was the coaching out there, mate? You stem the bleeding there, or 2 goals to start the game? Were you 2 goals up?
Yeah, we were 2 goals up. That's a forward craft of been teaching the fellas. No, obviously, Head's midfield coach, Matthew Knights, was under health and safety protocols. So Kyle Horsley, the waffle coach, was shuffled into the AFL side, and then Mark Nikoski, the general forwards coach, was shuffled to the midfielders, and I vacated that spot for the week. And I thought it was a better waffle performance. It helps when we have more waffle guys playing. I think some games it's been 1 or 2, so 6 or 7 is great. And we were also hurt on the day. I mean, I didn't think the scoreboard fairly reflected the game. Yowie only played a half in his return from injury. Naishi played 2 and a bit quarters because he had to dish off to the AFL game to be the emergency. And
Oh, wow. So you've had 21 touches, 4 marks and 3 tackles in a couple of quarters?
he
Great,
played
man.
2.5 quarters, yeah.
How you going?
And then obviously Dom was also on limited minutes coming back from a serious injury. So I don't think the scoreboard was as reflective as it could have been.
Sure. So Sheeta had 18 touches, Yo 9, but as you said, limited time. He's played 1.5 games this year, Yoey, which is unbelievable. That didn't get much of a mention on the couch last night. Did you see that?
No, what were they saying?
Oh, the knives
Did
were
you cop
out.
it again?
Do they come at me again, or they say...
No, you were out of it. Brownie didn't have you on the pedestal last night, but it was more, we had the first
Have you
18.
heard about this?
No.
So last time they talked about us, Brownie gave me a big pump up, so I was quite happy. Brownie's my guy.
Thanks for that, Oz.
mate.
The first 18 minutes, they discussed it.
What, for 18 minutes they discussed the West Coast Eagles?
Yes.
But what can
What are they
like,
saying?
What are they saying?
Not in positive lights, you know.
But Yoey's injured like heck.
Oh, not on Yoey. I'm just saying, like, they didn't have any mentions that we've been picking 24 players for the last month.
Yeah.
That, like, you're losing all Australian defenders and, first round picks before the season starts. That,
Not us. We weren't first round picks.
No. Anyway, you go and watch it. But then Simo it was great timing because Simo went on 360 afterwards.
Right, and what's Simo say?
Well, I don't know, man. I went for 20 minutes. I had all sorts of stuff.
Anyway, everyone's going to have their say.
Anyway, so that was interesting. And then you got Big Joey Deegan leading the side with 28 to touches.
Me and him played local club footy together. I'm not sure if I've touched on this. Joey's a king.
Because he's a North Beach legend and he should be leading the Waffle
He's a
team.
Sereno Duncraig
Bit of a
legend
Roo.
first. Yeah, he's a Roo dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goes all right, the big fella.
Big Hugh Dixon, he kicked 3 majors. He was the only multiple goal kicker.
He was good, really good. I
Yeah.
actually wanted to
Mate,
stress on that. He was very good.
I honestly thought he was going to have a day out. He kicked those
kicked
2 first goals
in the first 3
was
minutes of the
kicker.
game, and I was like, man, this guy is going to cash in, and it's going to be on my back. And it didn't happen.
How much fill-in ruck was he doing?
I think he was meant to do 1 and 3, But then we didn't have much forward presence.
I made the quarter. Only one quarter, big fella. You rest up forward.
That's the kind of power you got. There was a bloke in the team. Look, I'm sure he's a ripping fella. There was a punter in there.
Player.
Called...
Teammate, if you will.
I'm not making this up. It's Riley Pobjoy.
Yeah, Pobby.
What a name.
Yeah, Pobby. He's a good player.
Cracker.
Tall.
Anyway.
I'll plays on the wing.
Did you learn his name? Surely you don't forget that.
Riles.
Yeah.
Big fella. Rilos.
Bazo, 19 touches, 9 marks. That's a lot of the sharing.
Red Bazo played really well as well. He's got a big future.
Is he the only first year Eagle that hasn't debuted yet?
Yes.
Yeah. He's only, how many games did he play now?
He's only played 3 or 4.
3 or 4, yeah. Catfish.
Then Jack Williams had a goal and 9 touches as well. Aussie,
yeah,
you
mate.
featured in the press conference today. Oscar Allen was mentioned by senior coach Adam Simpson as to why he's down there doing a bit of waffle coaching.
Yeah, he's bored. He wants to be involved. It's a credit to him. He's in our leadership group, and his season's over, so he could go on holidays if he wants to. But he wants to help as much as he can, and I keep stressing this. It's not looking very good on field, and you've got every reason to ask what's happening and is there any fractures amongst our playing group or within. But he epitomises what our players are trying to do. Like there's effort there during the week. They're trying to get the best out of themselves, and he wants to help as much as he can. So he does our trademark award. He goes through the vision. He's coaching at Waffle. He'll be there at our home games as well. So yeah, he's doing everything he can to help without playing.
So what you're saying is...
I'm going to sling the big fella 15 cash ovals after that.
He's in the box game day, AFL game.
I think you should keep your cash the way you're going at the moment, mate. Don't splurge too much. So what I'm saying is, could go on holiday, want to help the team, stick around. Nick Nat, the Goldie's calling.
No. So this is...
I better get there.
No. This is not where this conversation's going. So... If I can be brutally honest here,
This is what the potty's about?
I'd actually planned a holiday, and then one of my mates was busy at work and had to back out. So I was going to go on holiday over the weekend.
That is so good.
Then you come out smelling like roses.
That is very funny.
Thanks, Nico, by the way. I appreciate that, bro.
Let's go. All right, that's it for the medical room. Whew, did take a while. So we're moving on
That's
to...
funny.
That is, mate. That is so
is
good.
good.
I'm on that.
We're moving on to the home game, Sir Doug Nicholls round, Volume 2, the continuation at Optus Stadium. Now, the Dogs, they've had their biggest win over the Eagles, as we all know, since the 98 qualifying final. There were a few 92, 94 kind of hangers-on at that stage when we were just kind of pittering out. We had some players back in the day, actually. One of them was Roo, so shout out to Roo and family.
Hope he's going well, mate.
Big time.
Yeah.
You hear about Roo?
Yeah.
So chopping wood and the heart attack struck.
So is that where he originated from?
Man, I'm going to embarrass myself. I think he's a WA boy. I think everyone that played in 92 was from WA.
There you go.
So
state.
he's with his missus who's got the farm on Echuca, and it's a 90k drive. And they reckon if she wasn't around to help him,
be in trouble.
Be in a lot of strife. So
Forward to win him. Hopefully pulls through.
big time. Okay, so yeah, just on a lighter note, we got beaten
light.
by the biggest margin since he was playing. So good work. It was a different problem each quarter. Simo reckons you had turnovers resulting in goals, inefficiency with the ball. Yada, yada, yada. Wasn't great. In terms of good performers, Tim Kelly, the amount of games that Tim Kelly has just not played well in, but dominated, and we have gone the opposite way, is remarkable. I haven't seen too many like it.
Yeah, TK's been one of the shining lights this year. You mentioned Gov flying away with the BNF. I think TK might have something to say about that. He's put together a really solid year, and thankfully, one of our best players, Jack Darling, seems to be in some really good form again, which is terrific. Obviously, has been copping a bit of a whack by the media. Apparently, he can't go down to the beach and have a surf, which is interesting. But
what were the players' thoughts on that?
I won't touch on it. It's just a load of...
Good to see Jack in form. 3 goals to half-time.
Was really good, and contest work was elite.
He was clunking them, yeah. So I wanted to talk about a few other things that were going on here. The 100-metre penalty against JK.
That was so silly.
Mate, have you seen the last time that happened? Well, I got a story about that.
Yeah,
It's
you go
Richmond
on.
days.
No, you go.
Can you remember when Caddy did that against Port?
Did he do it? Yeah, he did it before they in round 21.
Yeah.
And it was an important game.
It was to see whether Tigers would come top 4.
Yeah.
And Caddy got dropped the week after for doing it.
No way, he got dropped.
Mate,
purely
have you
for
seen
that.
the vision?
Nah, but I remember
Jimmy going off his chops.
remember you guys, that side gave away like 3 or 4 free kicks late in that game, and Port kicked away.
Man.
And then you guys played him like
played him
a month later
yeah.
to get in a prelim.
Yeah.
And I just had my shoulder done, so I was like
Yeah.
off my head in the hospital bed,
Yeah.
like having no clue what happened.
That was the last. That was the last time I seen it happen, and I was like, "Oh no, it's happening!" I was sitting next to Dad, and I was like, "Dad's happening again. It's happening again." Like, just were you in the box?
Oh yes, I was on the weekend.
What was like?
No, it was just
The game was done.
Or was
and
everyone
dusted at
like-
It was
that point.
pretty funny. Like it was just.
Was
like,
Caddy trying to like legitimately hold up play? Because I don't think Josh was trying to hold up
Nah,
play.
it was like
He
the
just
same
cooked it.
thing.
He just
They
had no
told him to
clue.
go out, and then he like kept back in and like argued that he was in front. And I was like, "Mate, just get
out the way,
Just
yeah.
get out."
I think the nightmare scenario is you like get out and no one else is on the mark and you're just like
Oh.
an idiot running away and then you just keep running. So
Well, well.
it was pretty funny though.
I wanted to ask about a couple of the 18s boys. So Waterman and the astronaut would have been 18s teammates together.
Yeah,
and
so-
you had one running down the other.
Norts was underage with me, so Jake is a year older. So Norts played a bit of underage footy with him and Roth and a couple of the other boys, Sam Tresky-Seaton as well. So they all played some underage 18s together, and yeah, good on Jakey, got him.
Does Harry Edwards get pulled up for spoiling TB's Mark of the Millennium or what?
This is an issue that I think is actually conducive of where we're at. We're all trying so hard to get better that sometimes we do stuff like that where we're all like, you can't question the effort. Like everyone's trying as hard as they can to get better. And Harry's just thinking, I'm going to kill this ball. Like I'm going to save the day. TB's thinking, I'm going to take a nice intercept mark here, get in the highlights reel. And then, who was it? One of the bullies forwards just walked into an
I
open
reckon
goal.
it was Norton.
Yeah. One of them walked into an open goal. So just the way it is sometimes in footy.
Yeah. And he's-
Squeezing the fish.
Squeezing the fish. Did you know about that saying before you got here?
No, I found out Simo used it on me the other week.
Do you know what squeezing the fish is?
I'm assuming you're trying so hard that therefore you have the error.
You're not just looks, mate, are you? Well done.
Oh, you wouldn't want to be. And then Harry Edwards has given the post a fair whack as well. Tried to
Yeah.
split it in half.
Yeah.
I've never seen a
Nearly
post
did it.
dance like that. Yeah,
Nearly did it, eh?
mate, crazy.
Mental stuff. I wanted to talk about the Bulldogs play. Did you see him switching in the back half and just
Yeah,
kicking it into his teammate?
Yeah,
and just didn't see
Gardner got
it?
hit in the back.
Oh, yeah.
And we
Crazy.
didn't get a goal out of that.
No,
Crazy.
no. Like JK was just thinking, how is this in my hands? So the Indigenous, we're talking about Sir Doug Nicholls round, Swamp Thing, Sir Swamp Thing on Twitter, absolute goat. The percentage of AFL games featuring at least one Indigenous player. So what do you reckon it was between 1920 and 1929? How many percentage
Of games, do you reckon had an Indigenous player playing?
In a year,
in between that whole decade?
between that whole decade,
Yeah.
probably 20%.
Zero.
Wow.
0%. What about 70 to 79? It's poor Naish. I wouldn't have gone very
30
well.
or 40?
Yeah, you're good there. 27?
Yeah.
And what do you reckon it is?
I reckon 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
99.2% now.
Yeah.
So it shows how integral Indigenous players are to our game. And I love the celebrations. And your old mob, the Tigers, did a great celebration at Dreamtime. And I thought we did a terrific job as well celebrating. We always do a really good job. We have a lot of Indigenous players at the club, past and present, who are hallmarks of the footy club, and we wouldn't be the same without them. So I'm glad they can be able to have their round or their couple of weeks where not only those weeks, but throughout the year, they're always celebrated.
Yeah,
so it's good to have them.
Let's. I'm going to put you to the test here. This was Chris Johnson's All Indigenous or the All Stars Indigenous team currently.
Currently,
Throw some players at me. I'll see if they made it.
Liam Ryan,
He's in there.
Buddy,
Yeah. Where's he playing?
full forward.
No.
Centre forward.
You know it.
Willie?
Willie's in there.
Yeah.
Couple of Tiggers in there, mate.
I've actually seen.
Shay, Shedder, Shay Bolton, Shane Edwards.
I've actually seen this. I'm pretty sure he put Jamara Ugelhagen in the side, which
He
is
put him full
a
forward, yeah.
mockery.
He put him full forward.
Yeah.
Any hoodles? Moving on. Maybe ran out of players at that
Paddy
point.
Ryder.
Paddy Ryder is lead ruck. Yep.
Yep.
Brad Hill.
Yeah, he's in there at halfback.
Dan Motlop. Steve Motlop, sorry.
Motlop.
Is Stengel?
No Motlop. No Stengel.
Wow. Stengel's kicked like 25 goals this year as a
23
small.
goals this year.
Yeah. No, he ain't there.
trying to think who else. Going through Carlton.
Yeah, there's one blue.
Zach Williams.
That's the one. He's playing in the back pocket. You're
Yep.
missing a lot of the spine. Through the back line
keys.
spine. Yeah.
What's Carlton?
Well, you got the
Collingwood.
forward line spine. to be fair.
Collingwood. Essendon.
Nah, no one in Collingwood.
Is
Essendon.
Tipper in it?
Nah, Tipper's not in it.
Oh.
You got two Ds.
Stephen May.
Stephen May.
May's fullback. You got a Brisbane Lion player there. Play along at home. Talk to yourself. You're not crazy.
Is it Kadeem Coleman?
Nah.
Archie.
Porter. Yeah, he's Callum Archie's in the back pocket.
Nice. Good get.
So you got another line. How am I going?
Carl Amon.
He's in there on the wing, yep.
Yeah, he'd have to be. He's a good player.
Yeah.
So the ones you're missing, you're still missing 2 Tigers players. There are 4 Tigers players in there.
Oh, Daniel.
Yep.
Is Morris in there too?
No.
Oh, stiff.
Well, who's playing at the moment? Marlon?
Yep. Marlon
That's
Pickett
4. So that's 4.
Biggity.
on the wing. So that's the 4. You're missing centre half back for the Dockers, and you're missing
Alex Pearce.
That's the one. You're missing half forward and forward pocket.
Know that.
D's and Lions.
Cozzy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lions is Charlie Cameron.
That's the one. And then on baller.
Charlie Cameron's
How
a pretty
did we
big
not
name that we
get-
didn't
yeah.
get.
Yeah, that was poor from you. On baller for the Cats.
Not Sparkle.
Parfit.
It's
Yep.
Parfit.
Half it is. And you're missing a bench player and a Hawthorn
Tim Kelly?
utility. Tim Kelly's in there.
Impy?
Impy is in there too, yeah. We got one more who I didn't actually know was Indigenous from the Roos. Only
Oh, Jai
representative.
Simpkin.
That's the one. You know your Indigenous players, man. You're
I
all
do,
over
man.
it.
You know how you know they're Indigenous? Because they're of a talent level that's superior to everyone else with ball in hand.
Fair dugs. All right, last one. Well, we got a couple more. So roaming BT is back this week, I'm told.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on roaming BT? I'm sure he was at a lot more Tigers games. A, they were winning. B, they got the Friday nights at the MCG. Were you trying to bob up for a little, hey, how are you?
No, I had to get picked first. I found it funny because Nane could never do
Nank
it.
hates it. Hey?
Nane could like look at him and
Run
give
away.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Tigers play a lot of Thursday games actually.
Yep.
Upon reflection, not many. And does he only do Friday night?
It is Friday night.
Well,
yeah.
he does major 7 games, I think, at the night time.
Yeah, but he only did roaming BT Fridays.
Sure?
Pretty sure.
Okay. What about, I'll throw this to you.
What's your best memory? Because my best memory is him going into the Port Adelaide rooms and asking, what's his name, the bow and arrow guy,
Oh, Dersma and his missus.
Dersma, about how old his missus is. And BT, Dersma's missus is going, I'm still in high school.
And mate, his
And
face
BT
is
goes,
like, wow.
boy, oh boy,
Yeah.
wowee.
Have you not seen that, mate? It is unreal.
Yeah.
I haven't
All
seen that
types
one.
of crazy scenes.
Would you rather have a player nominate to do it for their club instead of BT doing it?
Nah.
I can the players.
It puts the
gets a bit
pressure on the
awkward.
player. And
Yeah.
what am I going to say to the boys? Like, they're just pretty
Good
much
win.
going to get stuffed.
I think you'll get better results out of the players doing it rather than BT doing it.
I reckon the gold is how awkward and
Yeah.
that's the good stuff about it.
Do you think BT and 7 know that, though?
Nah, but it still works. Like, it doesn't matter if they know it works, it works.
All right.
That's my opinion. I know.
I reckon you give it to a player. I reckon
Yeah.
there'll be one player in every club, like Naish.
I'll do it.
Yeah, exactly. See? Turboing again.
Yeah, I know, but not every, I reckon there'd be some clubs where it just wouldn't work.
Well, you could just do it with a player that didn't play. It doesn't matter.
But blokes from teams actually leave that main
they don't
area
want
because
to
they
be a
don't
part
want
of
to.
it.
They don't.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's it's hard. And then I love, because you know the players so well, like just seeing someone like Cripper and you're like, oh, look, Cripper, look, he's
he's
running.
coming
He's
for you.
running
Yeah.
away. He's running away. Anyway, mid-season draft is we're recording this on a Tuesday
It's
afternoon.
in tomorrow. Is that tomorrow?
It's Wednesday afternoon, yeah.
Wow.
So the recruiters are all
You
going,
guys might know who we picked up, if we picked up anyone, when this is out.
I dare say we'd have to pick up someone,
Probably.
wouldn't we?
We got 2 picks or 1.
I think that's to
One.
be decided. They might do
TBC.
2, they might do 1. See how the chips fall. Oz, just clarify for the listeners out there of who is eligible to be selecting at mid-season draft, because you can't just go take the best 18-year-old in the NAB League or in the Waffle Colts right now. So what's the bracket?
So they have to be
Overage.
so they have to have turned 19 in 2022. So to be drafted, you have to turn 18 or older that year. So they have to be, will have to basically be 19 this year, and they can be as old as they want, and they have to be nominated by a certain amount of AFL clubs as well. You need to get exemption for it from the AFL. So there's a lot of obstacles and loopholes you need to jump through.
Right.
That's the best
Jackie
of my
Florenka
understanding.
just got after his Brisbane game with us. I don't think
He wasn't eligible.
Yeah, he wasn't
No.
eligible, but then I think clubs wanted him to nominate or something.
Yeah.
Or something. Or what else.
Right.
Because he was on our list. So also players that are on the COVID just in case list, I forget what it's actually called, can't be nominated unless it's been accepted by the AFL or something.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay. Thanks for clarifying.
no worries.
I saw a fair few media pundits out there saying that Jai Cully from the Stingrays, assuming Dandenong, done no research on this. dude.
Dandadong, not Dandalong.
What is it? Dandenong?
Dandadong.
Dandadong.
Big mid, isn't he?
Yeah, big mid, 193. I was reading the paper. Who do they compare him to?
Patrick Coops.
The Juddler?
They said shades of Josh P. Kennedy, and Marcus Bontempelli.
Wow.
That you can't be saying that, can you? So
What?
this is where I got to the club, and Sam Mitchell, my first day, said, "Who do you play like?" And I
Said the Bont.
No, I had a genuine think about it. I said, I'm not sure. And he goes, just make sure you don't come back and tell me you play like effing Nick Rewalt and Lance Franklin or I'll punch you in the face. And then he walked off because like he was so used to first years coming in and being like, who do you play? Like, I goes, Paddy Dangerfield, but like bit better field kick. Like just crazy things like that.
Because it's what you get compared to when you draft year.
Yeah.
Some of those draft
Who was your comparison?
Oh, man.
You remember it.
mine, I had like, I'm trying to think. Well, I was playing mid, forward, and back, so I didn't really have one. It was like had an outside winger, so I might have had Whitfield.
Yeah. Guess who mine was? You'll never be able to guess it because I play nothing like them. They're in the AFL currently. Haven't played
What
much.
team?
Essendon.
Michael Hurley,
No.
Laverty.
Nah.
Well, I'm
Stringer?
trying to think of.
Stringer was all Australian that year.
Yeah.
And they compared me to Jake Stringer and they were like, he's the package. And then I remember it came out and there was like the
So rare.
biggest piss take at the footy club. I was
Wait,
like,
haven't had Aussie's face, so I just said Laverty just then as well.
Get out of here.
Did you see that?
It's a fair drop from Stringer, to be fair.
Well, I was like, Laverty used to play forward.
No disrespect
I was
whatsoever.
going real.
apologies, mate.
Oh, goodness me.
So we're going to find out a little bit more about you, P. Nash, because we are West Coast fanatics here. Not many people, well, obviously they know about you now, but about where you come from. So talk to us about it. Born in Adelaide, but brought up in Melbourne.
Yeah, Dad at the time was playing for Port Adelaide. So Dad, previously played for Richmond and Port Adelaide. So brought up in Melbourne and
Hang on, born in Adelaide, brought up in Melbourne. Lucky to be normal.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah.
they're pretty opposite.
What do you prefer?
No.
Out of Perth. Throw Perth in there now.
I haven't seen enough. I honestly haven't seen enough of Perth, I don't think.
Give it a chance.
Yeah. No, I'd probably Melbourne because I've lived there all my whole life. But like, I'm enjoying Perth. The beaches and cafe, like it's pretty chilled. I'm really enjoying Perth and the chilled vibe.
Roger.
Compared to Melbourne.
Sorry to interrupt. Grown up in Melbourne?
Yeah, grew up in Melbourne, so lived in Ivanhoe, which is the northern suburbs, around near Clifton Hill, not near Heidelberg, around sort of that area.
I find the places in Melbourne so funny to hear. They all sound made up to me.
Heidelberg, Clifton Hill, Collingwood. Oh, yeah, they are.
Dandadong.
Viewbank.
Nah, that's not real. It's not a real place.
Williamstown. Yeah. But lived there my whole life and got two brothers and a sister and found myself here.
So obviously, Dad, footballer. Do you know his stats? How well do you know him? Start off with how many games he played for Richmond.
For Richmond,
Yeah.
I think he played 161 altogether, and I know he played 18 for Port. So
Correct.
I think 143, I think, for Richmond.
Bang, bang, bang. Do you know how many goals he kicked for Richmond? If you do this, I'll buy you lunch after this.
He averaged either just.
I'll give you. I'll give you within 5.
It'd want to be. Yeah, I was about to say you'd want to be at Fraser's Restaurants if he's pulling this one out.
Yeah.
Did he? I went there the other night.
How good is it? Eh?
Mate, unreal.
Yeah, it's me.
Cashola.
Is it just? I want 270.
212, unfortunate. And then 16 for Adelaide, Port Adelaide.
Yeah.
Sandful Premiership captain, Oz.
Yeah, impressive.
Decent.
So was he? So you played at Richmond obviously first.
Yep.
Sorry. So,
Yeah, go.
What do you think you
I
were going to do?
just burped.
You were trying to sneeze.
So your old man played at Richmond first, and then went to Port Adelaide, and then did he play in the Sandful afterwards, or how about at what stage of his career was he the Sandful Premiership captain?
He would have. So I think he played. Obviously, when he wasn't playing in the ones for Port, they had the Port Maggies.
Right.
And then he went and played for another Sandford team, which I can't remember off the top of my head.
And that's who
for another year.
Okay, cool.
And then he went and back to Melbourne and played for Port Melbourne, I think.
Yeah. All right. Back to your favourite topic, yourself.
Yep.
Pick 34 in 2017. Draft slider, mate.
Oh yeah, big time.
Talk to me about it, mate. So we'll start off. Did you know me at all?
Yeah, we met at.
Oh, you've forgotten meeting. How good? How?
No, I hadn't forgotten meeting. I wonder if you remembered meeting me.
The Punt Road game. Well,
Yeah,
we versed that year.
Were we in the same All-Star side? We were, weren't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we met that year. Oh, followed each other on Instagram. Still
Yeah, we
following to this
did.
day.
Yeah, what's up? What's up?
Cute.
So I did all that, connected on socials, and then got drafted. Were you at the draft?
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and me were at the draft and sitting there lonesome in the second round when we went first round picks.
Was that the Adelaide draft?
Sydney.
Right.
Couple of sliders.
Couple of sliders. Who's the biggest slider? Probably you in the end. Like, when were you thinking you'd get picked up?
Well,
You knew you were going to Richmond because I remember talking to you on draft night and you were like, I feel bad for you guys because I know I'm getting picked up and I know I'm going to Richmond.
That's just a load of shit. That's just not.
This is not true. This is a certified fact. So we played in the All-Stars game, which is prior to the grand final.
Yeah.
And we played on
17.
the MCG in 17, right? So the top 50 or so kids played in this All-Stars game. 18-year-olds versus 18-year-olds, and we sit in this section of the crowd together to watch the 2017 grand final. Obviously, Richmond hadn't won it for a long period of time, and Naish's dad, Richmond legend, and Naishi obviously knowing he's going to get picked up to Richmond, late in the fourth, leaves the playing group, well, where we're sitting, and I see him like with his dad in tears, like celebrating, waving the scarf.
That is not true because I swear that is not
I
true.
remember that clear as day.
No, because I was sitting next to Lockie Fogarty and I was sitting with him the whole time, and he was like, "Oh, this is unreal for you, mate," and I'm like, "Yeah," but no, it was a good day.
Yeah.
Who was the biggest? I reckon, mate. To be honest, I honestly think you were. Honestly,
How flat were you when Brander got called out initially? Because you might have thought, "Oh, gee, I'm not going to stay in my home state. I'm an Eagles turbo, love Thumper and all his shows. What am I going to do?"
Yeah, mate, it was frustrating. I actually didn't think I was going to get picked up by the Eagles because I'd heard rumours that Eagles were interested in someone else. So I'd like locked in. So this is how. So I thought, right, I'll go to Sydney then, the next pick, because it's just youthful arrogance. Like, I wanted to get picked up wherever, and I honestly didn't care. Like, grew up an Eagles supporter, but I just wanted to play AFL
Is there a
football.
bigger signing bonus with how high you get picked up? Or is
Yeah,
it?
so I lost like an extra 10K in my first year.
yeah.
Okay.
From first to second. So not a crazy amount of money, but so I'd packed my bags to stay in Sydney. So I had all my stuff with me because I was like, Eagles will take this guy, then I'll go to Sydney or whatever. And then Sydney picked up Matt Ling, who played like 2 games, I think. And then, and then it just kept on like rolling down the order. So when you look back on it, I was like, man, at the time I was like actually really frustrated, but it worked out perfectly. Like, I always just wanted to play for the Eagles when I was younger, and then when you get to the draft age, you're just like, right, just get me on a list and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was frustrated for sure.
Yeah, it was sort of different for me in a sense that it was Richmond had told me if I don't get picked, I think it was top 12 or whatever, then they'll take me.
Yeah.
So I sort of knew that.
Were you a sniff to get picked up top 12?
I'd spoken to, Brisbane had 13 or 14
Yeah,
or
they
something.
took Bailey.
And they had Bailey, who's okay.
Yeah, he's not a bad player.
And then I was speaking a lot with the doggies who had Norton at 9 or something.
Yeah.
And I was like,
also
well,
not a bad player.
He's pretty good too.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, if I get like, and then Saints obviously as well, who ended up
Caulfield and
bidding on me. Yeah.
And Clark, and then they bid on you later. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, well, if you get picked unreal, top 10, then unreal. But at the same time, like I was a Richmond supporter, so of course I wanted to go, and they just won a flag. So I was like, how good's this? I'm going to go to the best club in the land at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I was stoked to be picked up by Richmond.
And had a good draft year too. All Australian.
Yeah. Was all Australian in draft year.
Do you have your All Australian jumper still?
Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Well, what is that smile? Explain that.
No, I got your Australian jumper, and then you got your 2 academy jumpers with your name and number on the
Academy
back.
jumpers. Oh,
Yeah.
I wasn't a part of the academy. If
I'll
you
give
can't
you one
tell.
of mine.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I need it.
So
I'll buy my time.
So first game, what do you recall of the round 12 v Geelong in 2019? Besides from you having some pretty decent looking stats here on paper.
So I got. Was it a Thursday night or a Friday night?
Haven't got those ones down.
Yeah, I think it was a Thursday or Friday night. I'll go with Friday. So got told on the Wednesday. So we had like a sort of like a mindfulness thing we do it at Richmond where we just sort of zone in and do a lot of, as I said, mindfulness stuff. So Dimmer walked in and just said in front of the group that I was going to play my first game. And all the boys jumped on me and I ended up getting a corky in my quad. Because I got thrown onto one of the chairs. I swear I'm off. To this day, I haven't told anyone that. Got a corky in my quad before my first game. You know what happens when you don't tell any medical staff about corkies.
That reminds me of the dude that hit the walk-off home run in a Major League Baseball game. They all jumped around him, shattered his ankle.
Oh, my God.
So
over-exuberant
That's probably a little bit worse than the corky, but
yeah. So that happened. And then, I remember just it was. I think there was about 65,000 at the G, and we at the time Tigers had a fair few injuries, so a lot of the younger boys were playing, as you can probably tell by the scoreline. So,
Oh, did you get dinced by a bit? Did you?
yeah, I think it was maybe about 70 odd, but we actually started off on fire. Then kicked me first goal, and
Talk us through that one. Difficulty out of 10.
It was a little snap around the corner,
It
wasn't
was, it was sort of towards the boundary line, so it was a pretty good goal.
Goal of the year contender,
but I remember the one thing Dimmer said is don't celebrate to the crowd, and I went straight to the crowd.
Nice.
No, he didn't.
No, I promise you, I hate celebrating to the crowd, and I got so much for celebrating to the crowd. But it was pretty funny because when I did it, all my family, all my cousins and stuff had the Richmond membership tickets, so Dad's life membership and all that, and they were sitting right there. So it was like weird because I celebrated and then I saw them. And that's just a vivid memory I got. But
You didn't get 60 tickets like Oz for his debut?
Did you get 60?
No, I asked for 60. I didn't get 60.
Mate, what chance are you going to get 60?
Oh, well, I think I got like 20 to 30 in the end. And then, like, it was hard. I actually remember fondly, it's a first world problem, like jotting down like family members and like my best mates and then like obviously extended friends group.
Yeah.
And I was like, which of these two friends do I like more? Like,
Really?
which of my friends do I care more about being there? But yeah.
I was like that with like my mates coming in the rooms. They got to come in the rooms after the game.
Yeah,
which
so
was pretty
we
cool.
had 4 people. You'd have 4 wristbands. So
How'd you do that? Bit of Squid Games?
Nah, so I'd never give it to mum and dad, and then I still don't, and then mum and dad always message Peter Staples, and Stapes gives them, so I get 6.
That's when you know, isn't it?
Gotcha. Yeah. All right, so delisted at the end of 2021, and you've gone and signed with Norwood for the Sandful.
Yep.
Why the Sandful?
To be honest, I was a bit over the VFL. Played it for a lot of my 4 years I was at Richmond and just wanted a fresh start. I enjoyed. We won a flag in 19. So, yeah, I enjoyed the VFL, but I probably just wanted a fresh start and a bit of a change of scenery. And then knew Jade Rawlings, who was the coach at Norwood from he coached Casey for a bit in the VFL, so I knew him a little bit. And, I trained there for about 4 or 5 weeks in the off-season and, thoroughly enjoyed it.
What'd you win the granny by?
Mate, some bloke missed 2 goals, hit the post twice in the VFL granny to lose it for Williamstown. Yeah.
How long to go in the last?
Like last 3 minutes.
Wow.
Had the same shot from both.
Stiff one.
Yeah.
Stiff.
Same post or different post?
Same post.
Oh, man.
Skinny.
So then you've got the call up from the Saints. So they gave you a call? You haven't even started playing any Sandful yet?
Yeah. This is all pre-season.
Mate, they still loved you. They wanted you in 2017.
Yeah.
They thought, this guy's on the radar. Get it. Give us to him. Yeah.
So I'd spoken to Saints throughout the year just about like opportunity and like they seemed pretty interested. And then unfortunately to Nick Caulfield, who's one of my good mates, he did his knee and then got a call the next day and said, look, we're going to offer you to come down and train with us for, I think it was 2 weeks. So it was me and Jared Lynett, who's still there now.
He's playing at the moment, isn't he?
He's
he's
I think
played a little bit.
Lit it in and out. And then, went to the Saints and knew a couple of the boys, which was pretty easy. So obviously Higo and Dan Butler and Koff and Hunt and all them. So that was good to sort of train with them for 3 weeks, I think it was in the end. And then...
how'd you play in the scratchy and the intra-club they had?
So I played in the intra-club and I think I had about 20-something.
Yeah, you did.
20-something.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly what it
20
was.
plenty, yep.
Yeah. And then had a scrap. We played VFL. I played in the VFL pracky match for a half and didn't know anyone. It was the same case.
Yeah.
Like I was giving everyone mates.
So were they clamouring to sign you at that point, or?
Yeah, I was a chance to sign, but then obviously I sort of knew at the back of my mind the border situation with the Eagles the whole time, which was it was good. So I kept in contact with Rowan O'Brien a fair bit, and he said, look, there's probably before all the Saints stuff, I was going to come straight over to Perth, but obviously with the border situation, it's going to be a bit hard. So, yeah, as soon as I think the borders opened on a Wednesday, and I got literally a flight that morning.
So how
to get straight over here?
And then you went straight to Optus, didn't you?
Yeah, went to here, so I had to wait. I had to train at one of the local grounds by myself because I was waiting on a PCR. So I did that, and then when was it? And then
you came in the day before the game.
Came in, yeah.
And then we went out for a feed.
Yeah, went out for a feed. Came in the day before the game.
Buddies.
Insta buddies.
Insta buddies.
Football
and then,
friends.
And then, played the Freo second half against Freo, and then, got signed.
How was that though? Like,
It's
hey
that
everyone,
easy. It's
I'm
just that
Patrick.
Yeah, yeah,
Please kick it to me.
Yeah.
There's a bit riding on it.
yeah. I was,
Had 14 and a goal and a half.
yeah. No, it was good. It was the first time I've ever been.
Yeah,
First time I've
cheers.
ever been to Optus and played at Optus. So, yeah, it was Simo was pretty good. He just said, go out and play footy. So,
Hey, you go. But I'm going to cook you, so you go.
Do you know the kerfuffle about your living situation when you came to Perth?
oh, yeah.
And I'm cooking you on that. So,
Okay, you go, mate.
You know him. You're an Instagram friend.
We're football friends.
Why have you not thrown your door open?
Mate, I've explained this vividly. I have a housemate and my spare room did not have a bed in it.
Yeah.
So I was trying desperately to get a bed and I genuinely didn't have a bed. So I ordered a new bed that was coming.
$50 at IKEA, bros.
Well, no, I'd already ordered a new bed that was coming and it was arriving within like 3 weeks of when Naish was coming. And on my bed was going to move into the spare room, but I couldn't get it in time. And I said, Jake Waterman, you live on your own. Your house has like 3 or 4 rooms. You can have him.
Yeah.
And he said, no.
That's all right.
And then the skipper, so you just went, oh, fine, I'll just stay with the skipper.
Yes.
And didn't move out and lived there for like a couple months.
Yeah, stayed with Skip for about 4 or 5 weeks, I think it was.
That's a lot.
Yeah, well, it was pretty good. Like, Danny was unreal and Boots was good as well. And the kids were, like, they were fine. So, yeah.
What do you mean fine? You're like their godfather now.
Yeah, I know. I'm literally their call-up babysitter at the moment. And
Yeah.
I was for, 5 weeks I was
That's
there.
epic. So one Arid or Jared, however you want to pronounce it, has asked via the fan questions, what's Boots' worst habit at home? I know he put a roof over your head and you would have had the swag out the front of Aussie's backyard waiting for a bed to lob if it wasn't for him, but maybe give us a bit of gossip of Boots' home life.
He's comes across as like a real fighter, I reckon. But mate, he's the biggest lover.
Cuddle
ever.
monster?
Like, oh mate, he just wants cuddles from Danny all the time. Cuddles, cheeky slaps here and there, like get home from work. Like it's pretty funny.
Sounds like the place to
He's
be.
the biggest lover.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're allegedly a good cook. Did you look after him in that area at least? Pay your way?
Mate,
You're a
they
good
didn't let
cook?
me. I promise you they didn't let me.
No way you're a good cook.
No, I'm good. I cooked steaks for mum and dad the other night.
Steaks aren't hard to cook.
No, medium rare.
Medium rare?
I got the timer out and everything.
If you need a timer, that means you're not good.
No, it means you got a system and you follow the system that's in place.
Yeah, it's fair.
I'm more of an instinct kind of guy.
Yeah.
But you're
Do you-
okay.
Yeah,
You go.
No, do you baste your steaks?
No.
Yeah, enough said.
But like, no.
I'm a garlic and butter baster with some time.
No, mate, that's too much fat.
All right,
Mate, you're not running around getting mid-20s in these games in the
Yeah,
midfield.
maybe
you know?
this is why I can't get a kick.
Bit of golf, you reckon?
Yeah, a little bit. I played a fair bit at Richmond, but I didn't bring my club. So
You didn't bring your club, so you
No,
obviously
no.
weren't thinking it was going to work out over here.
no. So I bought.
gonna be here for a long time.
I've literally only owned 2 bags, like 2 big not carry on. They go under the plane.
Suitcases.
Suitcases.
You didn't know what a suitcase was called. Oh my god, they go under the plane.
Suitcases.
Those small bags
You
that
know
are bigger.
the backpacks that go under the plane.
I think I owned 2 suitcases, and one of them was my Richmond one. So I wasn't too proud in coming to Boots' house
well
and I had
played.
a Richmond
Well
bag.
played.
So I didn't bring much over, and then I knew I had in the back of my mind because I got a Hilux that I could just throw everything in the back, which news to me is that I couldn't. So everything's sort of so. Mum and Dad bought some shoes over the other day, and yeah, it's sort of all getting posted. But
Okay. It's on its way.
You're a sneakerhead too. We'll just put that out there.
yeah, got a couple.
Okay. But did you hear about some of the social basketball he was playing back home, Oz?
No, I haven't heard about this.
I don't know if it was... what did the Collingwood player put his name down on the scorecard?
Fill in.
I don't know if he was going
Braden
to those levels.
Sire.
Brand Sire.
Yeah.
So he played some social basketball with a few ex-superstars of the AFL. Can you tell me what your starting team was when you were playing those games?
So so this has all started from Dad, and Dad played with a lot of Richmond players. So he played with Richo.
What's Richo like with the basketball?
He's not too bad. Like he's quick and big, but it's all about Richo. And then he played with Richo. So I played with Richo, played with Benny Gale, the CEO.
Imagine calling a timeout down at Bendat and going, Nizzy, you got to set those screens for me, mate.
Yeah, mate, I'm open in the corner.
Honestly,
you
Nizzy.
selfish dog.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Mate, Benny Gale wore like these big, like
the Horace Grant glasses.
Yeah, they wore the
Boy,
glasses.
4 eyes, swing
as
the
like
rock.
a joke. So it was him, Matty Rogers, Nathan Bauer, Paul Broderick, a lot of old Dad's teammates from Richmond, and then
Alessio?
Alessio, Daniel Harford.
I thought that was John Aloisi and you misspelled it in the run sheet.
No, Steve Alessio. It's good. And it was good fun.
Okay.
So, tell me about you thinking you broke your jaw.
Where have you looked up the internet?
Mate, don't you worry, all right? Don't you worry.
Yeah, I thought so. One pre-season, I had like a sore jaw, and I just was like, "What the hell?" Like, I don't think I haven't gotten any body contact for the last 2 years I've been at Richmond, so didn't really know what it was. And then rang a doctor who was around the corner, and he came in and like grabbed a spoon and was like checking out my jaw with like a spoon, and I just didn't know what was going on, and then went into the doctor.
Is this guy even a doctor or what?
Mate, he grabbed us. He goes, "You got any like knives or forks or spoons?"
Oh,
And
good
like,
thing you didn't get the knife.
yeah, no, he was just like checking out my jaw, and I didn't know what was going on. And then went to the club the next day, and I had to get an X-ray, and turns out it was just my wisdom teeth. So I was in pain. I thought I broke my jaw, but it was just me. One of my wisdom teeth was pushing in.
High tolerance, Oz.
Yep. What else have we got for you? You've got a man of many nicknames.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the first one's obviously just like Naishi.
Yeah.
Yeah, stock standard.
Stock standard.
Then it turned into Mosquito.
Yep.
Because you buzz around a little bit.
Yep.
Which
Bit annoying.
is turned into Mozzie.
Yep.
Which I've affectionately turned it into Irv.
Yeah.
Where's Irv from? Thumper?
Is it Irvin Mosquito? Is that
Bang, bang, bang. What is your favourite nickname you've been given so far?
Probably Irv's pretty funny.
Yeah, I reckon
like,
Irv's a good one. No
like-
one would know why.
Nah, everyone. I think. Well, Gaffy, you and Gaffy, like have jumped on it pretty hard the last couple of weeks.
I just call you. I see you and I go Irv,
Yeah.
just for no reason, just so you acknowledge it.
It's pretty funny. I don't mind it.
We had a funny interviewing thing with all the players, did a pre-season, you were MIA, searching for suitcases, and they said, what hidden talent do you possess?
Yeah.
You got a hidden talent besides cooking medium rare with a timer?
Is that Jacko thing?
Yeah.
That video of Jacko. the other
How
day.
funny is that?
Mate.
And he came on this podcast, and the only bit of information that's interesting about that bloke is the fact he can name boots. So we just did a segment on that for 20 minutes because very few other life skills, the big fella.
Mate, I could probably do that as well. Boots and numbers. I was doing numbers the other day in the locker room.
What was Brad Shepherd's first number?
I couldn't tell you.
So you're smashing it.
You're
smashing it.
One from one. Nah.
Number 12.
12, yeah. Wouldn't know.
What do you see? Just current day players and numbers. You just mastered that.
Yeah, well, Chess was doing it the other night, and I literally didn't get. I promise you, I was guessing. I was pulling him out my ass.
Right,
I'm not
okay,
even gonna
okay.
lie.
Who wears number 18 for Freo?
I don't even know. You know.
That's not a very good
Freo.
talent.
Well, it's only because it's Freo and I'd know.
I don't even know the answer to it.
Classic.
Asking a question I don't know the answer to. Now, we've got some fan questions for you, mate. So we put it on the club socials. First one, at Teddy Cheddar. Interesting.
Would be Tedder, wouldn't it? Because it rhymes with cheddar.
Teddy Cheddar.
Yep.
Good reading, Oscar. How does it feel to be the greatest player of all time? All right, we'll scrap that one. I should have read the questions before. I should have read the questions before.
I was just going to say, look, down to the nitty gritty, but I was like, yeah, you can take
It
it.
is good though.
It is a good feeling. So the second one is Ring Gary. How hard is it changing lockers each week with the new jumper number?
Oh, mate.
Do you want to talk about this?
Yeah. Well, I knew. So I got my jumper fitted literally the day I got here. So I don't know what happened from. I don't know if they had to make a new one because the last 43 was like a large or something, and
Like not the one Chess wore on draft night.
mate, it literally looked like that, and I was like, Teddy was like, "Do you want to wear this?" I'm like, "Oh, not really, mate. Like I'm swimming in it." So I think I did. Well, I did. I was 36.
Westy,
when
shout
Westy
out.
wasn't playing, I was 28.
You were Collie at one point?
Coley for a lot of it. There was a couple more, I think. But yeah.
So do you just lob and say which one today?
Did you ever think about putting on the 1-2? Too big for you?
Wow, it's probably too. What do you wear?
Yeah, like a large.
Yeah, nah. Would have been swimming.
What number, this is from J Brown 27, if you got to pick a number, so someone vacated it for you, you know, which
Yeah.
one are you picking here at the club?
So what's my favourite number?
Well, essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, don't spend
Well,
too long on it.
I wore number 6 at Richmond, but my favourite number is probably number 5.
Yep.
Watch this space. There's a lot of are you single questions, and the answer is
Yep.
Are you on the dating apps?
Nah.
that is such a low.
Mate, I promise you, I swear on my life, never
So
got one.
what's your Instagram handle?
Pat Naish 6. I got it, actually, this is a funny story. I got it for like 2 days, and it did nothing for me. As in, like, it.
Well, you got
nothing
Instagram
for me.
inbox. You'll be right.
Well,
Yeah.
you're just waiting for people to message you. Oh, this
Correct.
thing's not working.
Correct. Dear Bumble, your app's broken.
Yeah.
Where am I?
No messages.
Where's the influx?
Tinder, this sucks.
Carla Pritchard is who's your footy BFF? Give me your Richmond one and your West Coast one so far.
Yeah, Richmond, we had a pretty good crew. We probably a lot of them is probably like Ivan Soldo, Jace Castagna,
Big Ivan,
Liam Baker.
Yeah, party boy.
Who else? Shorty, Jackie Graham, Jack Ross.
I'm pretty sure the answer's just one instead of the list.
Yeah, but I said crew. Oh, probably Ivan Soldo then. Probably number one. Ivan Soldo and Jace. Those two.
And then here, as Oz alluded to.
Here's probably Oz. No, mate, we got a pretty good crew. Honestly, probably. Well, I live with Chess lived with me for.
Yeah, Chess would be probably your closest.
Yeah, I've probably spent most time with Chess so far.
Where are you living on that subject?
I'm in Wembley.
You like it?
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
enjoying it. So I had to apply for about 15 joints. It's actually why I was at
crazy
Boots.
over here,
Mate,
eh?
It's why I was at Boots for so long.
You just keep getting knocked back.
Well, I applied for 16 joints, and then the one I got, it was online for. They said it was online for 23 minutes or whatever.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah.
Gotcha. So you want to go, Oz?
No, you go, man.
You just don't want to know that name? Yeah. What is that? That is
Just ignore that one.
Yeah. True. That's pathetic. I love this. I enjoyed this one from Glenn Holland.
I don't enjoy it at all.
Did you bother learning the team song?
Yes.
It's a pretty easy
I knew the
song.
I knew the old one pretty well.
Okay. It's one I like asking people that have just arrived from other clubs. Like, do you actually sit there and go, geez, I better learn it. I better look it up. I don't want to look stupid on national TV when I'm the only one like just looking, smiling and going, this is fun.
No, I was just singing it to myself then. I made sure that I know it.
I don't even know if I can remember the start to the song.
Yeah.
I know the important parts. What was it like playing against your old team?
Hey, and you want to give who the questions for? Give them some love.
By Priv_Miller7.
Yeah, it was a bit weird. I saw them. I saw a couple of the boys that morning, and it was weird because I was seeing them as just like mates. So I caught up with like a couple, like Jason, Ivan, and I saw them as just mates. Like we didn't. Well, I kid you not, didn't even talk about the game, which was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then seeing them out on the field, you could argue a couple of my turnovers. I still probably thought that I was playing for Richmond.
So give me the best lip that was given to you, because you've told me some funny ones in the change rooms, if you're willing to share.
I just one Nick Lawson just said it's probably the best game you played for Richmond. Stuff like that. Had 2 turnovers in D50 and had 2 goals against. But
That's funny.
yeah, it was good fun. I enjoyed it.
This next one from some mad dog called Thumpalicious. How much
Do
have
you know
you
who that is?
Nah, I saw it on Twitter. Is that not you?
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter.
How much have you been stung in the fine sessions so far this year?
Mate, we haven't had one.
Oh.
We haven't, have we?
We had a couple early, but we haven't actually had one since.
Oh, things are a bit serious down there, are they?
Mate, we're too busy about trying to figure out on field, if I'm honest.
Okay, fair
you
enough.
go again. Good question from you.
Yeah, Thumpalicious struck one. Melbourne or Perth, we've asked that. Kaylee Malore, and he chose Melbourne. Quite disappointing. Jack Harvey wanted to know when Pat's Shacks is making a comeback. This is the closest thing you'll get to it. Ask the boys email Oz. Inundated with emails. That's people that can't get on Instagram. Do you want to ask questions?
Yeah, go on.
One question
There was one question to our email.
in 3 weeks.
I'm so glad you set up this email account for this podcast.
Yeah, but this is from a keen listener from Cardiff.
Bull.
Yeah, as an English,
go on.
As an English Scottish person,
Go on, mate.
or export yourself to the AFL. Who do you consider the best foreign players to cut it in Aussie rules, and which international sportsman would you like to see have a go in the AFL? From Jimmy. Thanks for your email, Jimmy.
Realistically, it's probably Jim Steins, right? He was the OG trendsetter and probably one of the greats and one of the greatest men in the AFL's history. So I'd think like him, Ty Kennelly, probably another one.
What about current day?
Zach Tui, he's had a great career. He's played a lot of footy.
I'm trying to think who else.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good Irish fellas. I mean, if you talk about international, like Nick is actually probably up there. I know he was like grew up in Australia, but he's also international in that sense. In terms of guys that came over when they were like after 18 and learnt how to play the game, Zach Tui's probably the current day one, and he's tough as nails.
Yeah. Mate, I was literally going to say Jim Steins as number one as well.
Yeah.
And then, current probably Zach too. I'm trying to think of others.
In terms of which other international sportsmen would you like to see have a go in the AFL, I just don't think it's applicable. Like, to learn how to kick a footy, you just don't do it anywhere else. It's so hard to adapt to.
I don't even reckon it's learning how to kick a footy. It's more so for the international guys like, to have the top end speed to play AFL footy and like be strong, but then you have to be. I reckon AFL more than, I don't want to say more than other sports because people are going to come at me, but you need to be really well-rounded in all physical proficiencies. So you need to be strong, fast, and super fit. And there's not many sports where you get a combination of all three. Like a lot of them's like repeat speed, high effort, and that's all you need to be good at. But you need to be good at repeat speed and being able to run long distances consistently at like a mediocre pace as well. So it's a complicated system to be able to be good at.
Footy awareness is a big fourth in that too. Like you need to have played
And grown up with the game.
Yeah, you need to have played 200 to 300 junior games to get a nuance of how to read play, which goes, understated. I remember how much flack Nick Nat copped in his early days of 2009 onwards when they were saying he didn't know how to read the play, didn't know on the right spots to be. Like it was honestly a story every couple of weeks. And he'd grown up with the game. He's played it since he was a junior burger.
Yeah.
And if you come in without even having that junior knowledge, you just got a long way to come back.
It's true.
Even at AFL level, you notice with the younger sides, they're playing a lot on flair, so they're just literally playing. Whereas there might be some older players that have a better sense of the game because they've played. I think your first 30 games are probably your hardest ones.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to get into a side, you're trying to be consistent in your performance to keep yourself in the side, but then at the same time you got to play at the level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm on that hard. The start of your career is hard because you're just kind of worried about individual performance and being good enough to stay in the side. And then after that, you kind of go more, all right, I don't really care how I go because my spot in the side's more or less like I'm going to play. So how do I do what I need to for the team to win? And so it's a weird transition where I feel like that third, fourth, fifth year when guys have played like 40, 50 games of AFL footy, that's where they hit their straps.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. The thing that I've spoken about before that trips me out is like everyone that gets drafted is the super gun that's mostly playing midfield, and someone like Naish who's coming in and now he's playing, as you say, graveyard.
Yeah.
Playing high half forward. Hardly played it in his career, I'd imagine. Dan Venables having to say, look, you're not good enough to play in the 2018 midfield. We want to get games into you because you will. So go play forward.
Yeah, you got to be versatile.
Yeah.
Before we end the podcast, Naish, you would know about this, but you and I
I'm glad you brought this up.
have
Yeah.
a terrific story to tell.
Yep.
About me.
No, not about you.
So you want me to kick it off and you take over?
You kick it off, mate.
So Thumper, blind on the golf course, got the old dangle on the phone. If you don't know it, kind of a big deal in the A-grade amateur career back in the day. You wouldn't know it with my Steve Monaghetti
He
frame.
was actually this guy could actually play footy. It's hard
but
to
very
believe.
unassuming. People line up on the wing and go, no problem. And then at the end go, that was difficult.
Lesson learnt.
Anyway, that was many moons ago.
Yeah.
Got a call, come down and play some fifth grade.
Like fifth grade.
Haven't run a lap in 4 years. I was like, yeah, I'm mad dog. I'll come and dominate some fifths and feel good about myself. No dramas. Didn't check the forecast. Just absolutely bucketing down on a Saturday night, 5
down
p.m.
for a
It's
winger.
terrible, man. Terrible. And like, look at the size of me.
Yeah.
You reckon I love a contest?
Yeah.
No. Anyway, played the game out. It was terrible. Got thumped by 13 goals. I think I had to lay about 6 to 7 tackles. Have gone a whole year without doing that.
Well, you went to lay and you laid 0. You thought about it.
The bloke didn't know I was on him, but I tried to lay him.
fly.
And I was like, what is that? Anyway, so late in the last quarter, can't feel my legs. This is 1 week before I did my quad, first kick of the game. So this is where my body was at trying to play the week after in the rain. Anyway, ducked a tackle, handball inboard. Some kid I've never met called DC, check side goal, dead in front. He's turned around, given it the double Cobra celebration.
Yeah,
Like
that's cruel.
12 goals down.
Yeah.
And I've held my hand out for a high five, just run straight past me.
Now, this is where I come in.
It was so ordinary. It was so ordinary.
That is so bad.
So we
so
told this story on the podcast 2 weeks ago. And this is where I come in. His name isn't DC. He's DT.
Ah, yeah, there you go.
And he's one of my good schoolmates. He's never played football before in his life, and we just know each other. We played volleyball at school together and like good mates from school. And he hit me up probably like 6 weeks ago and he's like, mate, do you have any old like footy boots? Because I've never played the game ever. Can you sling me some?
Probably gave me a very new pair of Nikes.
No, I gave him this really, really old pair. I don't even know what brand they are of boots. And he messages me after the game and goes, mate, you never guess what happened. Kicked my first goal, gave a huge celebration. Rest in peace, the boots though. And like sent me a phone. They ripped apart because it was obviously raining quite heavily.
Hang on, before we go, just quickly.
Yep.
Before we go though, Oz, it's a bye next round for the West Coast Eagles, and you guys have got some time off from Monday to Thursday, so there won't be an episode next week. Who do you want on for the following? Did you say Gaffy maybe?
Let us know on the socials, but I think we're going to have Gaffy, a doubleheader, Gaffy and Alex Witherden in the studio at once.
Really?
Is that possible? Is that possible, Thump?
We just don't want to spend all our lollies at once, man.
Mate, we'll get it done.
All right. Think about it. I'll pitch in for some nappy Sam, bros. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
Surely, like,
but
get him on to tell his side.
my man Dan Thompson. We might have to like phone him in if that's a possibility. Thumper's shaking his head.
We'll see.
Sorry, mate. You're not getting on.
That brings us to the end of the episode. Naish, any final words for yourself?
Nah, boys, thanks for having me.
Was it as glorious as you'd anticipated?
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
No, I enjoyed it. Good to have a yarn with the boys.
Before we go, though, Oz, it's a bye next round for the West Coast Eagles, and you guys have got some time off from Monday to Thursday, so there won't be an episode next week. Who do you want on for the following? Did you say Gaffy maybe?
Let us know on the socials, but I think we're going to have Gaffy, a doubleheader, Gaffy and Alex Witherden in the studio at once.
Really?
Is that possible? Is that possible, Thump?
We just don't want to spend all our lollies at once, man.
Mate, we'll get it done.
All right.
Good on you, Irv.
Thanks for your time.